Alright, so this is the second time that I'm recording this journey because after I recorded it the first time, I realized I didn't have my audio actually picking up my voice, so that was cool. Um, but it's 4:51 in the morning right now, and I woke up around 3:05, and I was like, huh, I'm pretty wide awake. And my good buddy Nick messages me and is like, "Hey, do you want to play some Valorant?" And I was like, "I'm pretty bad at the game." And yeah, I definitely do. I'm down to have a good time with my pal Nick on some Valorant. And I told him, that I'm one hungry man's and that I wanted to get some food because a little bit before that, I was watching, or maybe before I fell asleep, I guess, I was watching Gloomshot highlights and I saw Mango have a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and I was like, that looks really good. I want some ice cream. I haven't had ice cream in so long, like any kind of ice cream, shakes, ice cream itself, sorbet, any of that. I don't even think I had it probably. I don't know if it's even been in the last year. I think the last time I had ice cream was at Genesis 7 when I took my super awesome profile picture with the waffle and the ice cream. It was the best dessert I ever had in my life, still to this day. And yeah. Anyway, so I say, hey, you got like 15, 20 minutes? I'm going to go to Jack in the Box because it's right down the street. And I'm going to grab some food because I'm very hungry. He's like, yeah, yeah, I'm down. I'm not even sure if he's actually going to play Valorant. He might have just said that, and we never actually were going to play because that's one of the boozles. But either way, I'm going to get some food, and then we'll see what happens. I'm still probably going to play some Valorant right now. But so I go over to Jack in the Box, and I'm waiting in line, and I'm just chilling. A couple minutes go by, and I still haven't gotten a response yet. But I see the person in the actual you know, facility. So I'm like, all right, well, I know they're open. They're open 24 hours. I see the man's. He's not pooping. But, you know, I'm chilling. And I'm like, hello. And nothing's happening. Probably about 5, 10 minutes of this goes by. I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place, because really what is open between 3 to like 5 in the morning? It's not really anything. And there's no food here. I had ramen earlier, and I didn't want more ramen, but it's kind of the only thing I have in the house right now that's like easy to make. And I didn't want to make another 2 bags of ramen and some hot sauce and be like, yeah, this is my meal. This is my noodles for the next couple hours. So here we are. There's a person that pulls up behind me, and they're also looking for some Jack in that box, and you know, they're waiting. I'm waiting. I'm trying to be nice, because if I start honking a horn, I'm definitely getting spit in my food, and like normally that isn't a problem because I expect it at Jack in the Box, when especially if I'm going that early, or in the middle of the night. I don't really go out seeking for food that late at night, but I feel like I'm already asking for it at 3 in the morning, and honking a horn is not really the play. But so she's honking. Now I'm anxious because now I'm the one that's gonna get the spit, and I don't want to get COVID. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna, I think, get on out of here. I wasted about 15, 20 minutes of my life chilling very politely in that little spot. And then as I'm driving away, I realize that she's talking right away. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. She's getting an order. This is big time. And so, like, I do a loop around just to kind of see, kind of peer through. And, like, she's going through a full order. And I'm like, whoa, maybe the guy's back. Maybe he was pooping and, like, or just had pooped. And, like, maybe, like, he needed, like, a 5, 10 minute breather, 15-minute breather, whatever it is, before he can, like, serve people again because they just took a lot out of that person. Like, he's like, there's no way that these hands can start touching food yet. They need to like decontaminate. They need to sit. And I mean, I understand. And so she goes through the order and she goes up to the window. I'm like, shit, maybe this happened. Now it turns out that she just kind of shot out an order and into the void, and the person was not in the drive-through picking up that order. They're still, fucking around doing other Jack in the Box responsibilities at 3:30 in the morning. So she ends up driving away, and no food in hand, which kind of deserve it. Honking a horn, shooting out orders before the person's even ready. Yeah, you suck. Either way, I'm annoyed. I'm like, all right, well, there's only so many places that are open, like I said before. I guess we got to look for another Jack in the Box. So the quest continues. It's now like 3:40 in the morning. I'm like, where's the nearest Jack in the Box? Because this one wasn't doing it for me. And so I see that the next one's like 2 miles over. I'm like, okay, it's just straight down this road. I'm like, that's like 5 and 10 minutes at worst down the road. Let's make this happen. So I drive over to that one, and I see a car at the window. I'm like, this is good. They're getting food. This is big time. I'm excited. And so I get behind them. I'm patiently waiting, and I visibly see, the separation of like goods, like currency into store and food into car. I'm like, this is what I need to see. This is a good sign. So give him a couple seconds. I know he knows I'm there. He looked like this out the drive-through window. And then I'm over here. You can't see that, but he sees me, I see him. We made eye contact. It was there. There was a connection. And so I waited for like a minute. Cause like maybe he just needs like a moment to, reset. And I'm like, hi, you guys open? I know you guys are totally open. And no response. I'm like, holy shit. Maybe Jack in the Box, all the employees are just having a meeting with Jack in the back room, and like they just can't take orders. Like, that guy broke the rules for the person in front of them, but Jack was like, listen, if you do that again, you're out of the box. No more. And so, I'm in a rock and a hard spot because I want food. There's nothing else open. I am hungry mans. And yeah, so I decide this is the hill that I will die on now. And so I'm sitting there, car in park. There are 4 cars behind me now, and line is growing. Everyone's just trying to get into Jack's box, and I'm telling my friend with Blow by Blow, I'm like, listen, this is my situation. I don't know what to tell you, and I'm showing the video that you won't really be able to see, but no, line was totally forming as I'm giving the blow by blow. There's a car back there. See if I just give it one more play. Boom. And then behind him was another car, and then another car. You get the idea. So you might be wondering, like, what are they doing? Are they, maybe cleaning? Are they in that meeting? I mean, unless it was like a Zoom meeting and he was doing it over the phone, there's no way, because he's literally just kind of chilling, like right by the window. Kind of like this, phone, like totally can see me, I can see him. He's just like fucking around playing Candy Crush, whatever it may be. So, I'm annoyed, and I kind of feel defeated. I started thinking maybe I won't be able to eat tonight. Maybe this shake is just something that's, maybe God didn't intend for me to have a shake. Maybe God didn't intend for me to have a meal tonight. Maybe I must just go back and have some ramen. I didn't like these thoughts, but then I remembered there's a Whataburger nearby, and I think that they're 24 hours, because I used to go to my ex-girlfriend's house and sometimes get Whataburger for us, because she and I both worked at the same place, and it was a dine-in movie theater. So sometimes one of us would get off work at like 2 to like 4 a.m. and there would be nothing at home, and we would just grab something quick to eat, and it would sometimes be Whataburger. Not really the best thing in the world, but here we are. So I'd look up Whataburger. I'm like, there's gotta be one nearby, you know, like it's possible. Turns out it's right across the street. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get some. So, vroom on over to Whataburger, and immediately, I didn't even like get into a full stop. The guy's like, "Hi, sorry about the wait, man. I really hate to inconvenience you like that. My name is blah blah blah. Welcome to Whataburger. How can I help you?" I'm like, whoa. Number one, my car is. I was still kind of in motion, and you're apologizing for the wait. Like, you're good, King. You're a great man. Number two, you gave me your name. I don't remember it. I don't think I can even hear it properly. Your mic was kind of crappy. It's not your fault. And you apologized just for no reason. And like, you're just great. I should have gone here first. And so I look at the menu, and I'm like grabbing like some jalapeno cheeseburger thing, because I just looked real quick. I'm like, anything to get in my belly, and that sounded good. Do that. And then it's like, yeah, that's no problem, you know. Do you mind like waiting like 3 to 4 minutes? It's like, I am making fresh fries right now. And I'm like, who's gonna say no to that? Like, what am I gonna do? You know, it's like 4 in the morning. It was 4:10 at that point, I think. And I was like, you know, it's 4 in the morning. Where else am I gonna go? I'm like, and you're telling me I'm gonna get fresh fries out of this? This is a win, win, win. I am there, brother. Then I ask if the shake machine's up, and he says, absolutely. I'm like, that's my guy. I'm like, if I can get a shake. It's like, cool, which is important because that is an important thing. I'm holding it in my hand so you can see, oh, a little bit of a spoiler there, the monstrosity that I got. But, so we finished going through the drive-thru. You know, he finished up bringing up the person right there. I'm in next, and he opens the door. He's like, hey man. He's like, I really hate to give you bad news. Like, first the fries, and now this. I'm like, shake machine's down. He's like, no, shake's coming. Don't you worry. He's like, but we're out of buns. And I'm like, out of buns? He's like, yeah, we're out of buns, you know, like, so like I can't really get you this burger. Like, are you okay with having it be like on Texas toast or like ba 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 ba? And I'm like, oh my god, this guy is great. Like, I don't care. I'm like, put it on anything. I'm like, listen, man, like whatever it takes. If you want to do some Texas toast, I'm like, let's do some Texas toast. I'm like, it's dealer's choice. You like, you know, you figure it out, and like I won't be upset. Like anything that like happens, like, all right, man, you got it. He's like, what do you got? What's going on? What are you doing up so early or late or whatever it is for you? And I'm like, you know, like I woke up at 3 a.m. I was gonna play some Valorant with my friend. I said, let's get some food, and I went to Jack in the Box, and I told him the journey of Jack in the Box. Didn't take long. I just told him I waited like 20 minutes, but I didn't tell him I went to 2. If I told him I went to 2, I would sound like a psychopath. But I didn't tell him that part. But you know, so he's like, man, like that's terrible. You waited at Jack in the Box that long? He's like, looks over, he's like, fuck those guys. I'm like, I know. Screw them. They suck. I agree with you. And like, he was like very much so invested in it. He was also very clearly pretty high, but I like that. If that gets him through the night and he is so happy to make sure that I'm happy, do whatever it takes. And so, you know, he grabs my card, and his manager was there, and like, he pretends to swipe it, and he's like, man, like, don't worry about it, it's on me, man. He's like, fuck Jack in the Box, like, come over here next time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you got it. He's like, I feel bad anyway, because you don't even get like exactly what you want. You got Texas toast, you gotta wait. He's like, I'm like, yeah. They're like, And so like he gets me the fries first, and he's like, hey man, he's like, while everything else is cooking, like enjoy these piping hot fries. I'm like, I will, thank you. And so then I get my food, I get my Dr. Pepper. He's just being a king all the way through. But then he gives me my shake, and I just said like a small chocolate shake. Like I am not that much of a sweets person, realistically. Oh boy, did he feel bad for me, because he gave me this, and this is not small. I am intimidated by this, and I laughed the whole way home. I don't know what to do with this much chocolate shake. I don't know if I'm even allowed to drink this much chocolate shake, or you just may die. I don't know. But either way, I got home at 4:37, and it took a total from 3:17 to 4:37 for me to come home from my fast food adventure. And then, yeah, here we are. And so my friend went to bed. There's going to be no Valorant in sight for him. I'm probably going to play Valorant I don't really know. I have Melee up. I might just play Melee. Or I might just do something completely different. I really don't know. All I know is that I'm up. And yeah, so that was my trials and tribulations. I don't know what to tell you. If you watch this whole thing, you either have not much else going on in your life or you had a hoot too. But I did make a tweet, and it is about Whataburger. You might be thinking, what do you have to say about Whataburger? And all I said is that Whataburger is A-OK in my book. I don't know why I'm tapping my screen to make that. Does this do things better? No, it's just making it worse. Yeah, either way, it says you guys are A-OK in my book because Whataburger, you guys did good tonight. Yeah, that's my story.